All right, we're back.
And we're back.
Tom's favorite saying. We are back at St. Baldricks at Aces Wild, and we have with us Mr. Hank Harrison, and he has a golf tournament coming up, and kind of wanted to give us a few details.
Yes, the golf tournament is on May 16th at Annbriar, 8 o'clock shotgun start. It is going to benefit HSS, Waterloo, and Columbia High Schools. The background behind the tournament is for suicide prevention and teen safety, which, if those of you out there listening know who I am, you know why. Pardon me, I'll get emotional, why this is such an important undertaking, I guess, because I've never planned anything this large before. I was a high school golf coach for 13 years and did little tournaments for the high school kids, but this tournament's, like I said, to raise awareness for suicide prevention and teen safety, because our son Noah died by suicide 8 years ago, and it changed our family forever. And being the one that found Noah, it has impacted my life unimaginably. For a long time, the first thing that my mind went to when I laid my head down at night was what I found that day. And it is something that I hope no parent ever has to go through. And then the other part of the tournament is for my nephew Crawford, who died in a car accident. And again, our family was kicked in the teeth, and it's just a tragedy that happened that could have been prevented. If you're anywhere of the age that I am, you know how many times you can count on one hand or two how many times you were lucky enough not to be in that situation where you had to put your parents through it. So one of the reasons, the other reason I should say behind the golf tournament is I want to do something for the dads, because when our tragedy happened, a lot of people focus on Nikki, which I get that, I totally understand. I kind of equate it to when you have a kid, when you have a child, people come over and shake the dad's hand. Hey, congratulations, where's the baby? Where's mom? How's everybody doing? And then on the other side of it, as I said, when life kicks you in the teeth, the same thing. After Noah, I took all the family's sadness and mine on, but I put mine in a box, and I don't let it out unless I really need to. And I go to the shed that we have, and I'll drink a couple cocktails, have a cigar, and I have a Noah playlist that I play, and I cry and I cry and I cry, and that's my therapy. So again, it's not just for dads by any stretch, but it's one of the reasons I wanted to do it is to create new memories, fun memories for the dads that have unfortunately been down the road that we have been. And as I said before, the money's going to go to HSS, which does a phenomenal job with different programs for addiction, mental illness, and then the money will be split after HSS to both high schools to bring in guest speakers, to put up banners throughout the entire school year, but especially around homecoming and prom, because we all know, good Lord, thank you for letting us be here, that we make stupid decisions around that time of the year. So that's the reasons behind the golf tournament. If you happen to see the logo on Facebook, it's Fairways for Hope is the name. I probably should have said that right out of the gate, but I didn't. So Facebook page, Fairways for Hope. You'll see a picture there of Crawford and Noah, and then the last part of the logo is for Jason Lure, who died by overdose, which is my wife's cousin, and we still want to bring awareness to all of those things throughout Monroe County and wherever and as far as we can reach.
Are there groups out there for dads, like, to like an AA type program to
There
talk about?
probably is, yes. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
I tried counseling one time, and I kind of equate it to a sore. I had a scab. My emotional, where I was at, was scabbed over, and then I went to therapy that day, and it was like taking a wire brush to that scab, and it just opened it wide open again. And I'm not saying therapy isn't for some people. It's just not for me,
Right,
because
right.
as I told my wife the other night, it just brings it back so hard, and it just, I can't do it. It's just,
Sure.
that's how I deal with it. Like I said, I go to the shed and I'll have cocktails and cigars, and I will cry pretty much nonstop for like 2 hours, and then I'm okay.
Yeah.
That's just how I deal with it. But I know there's a lot of great programs out there for them. My brother-in-law, Scotty, he's looked into it a little bit more than I have, but everybody's different. Like my wife, she likes to talk about it and do things that way because that helps her, and that's just not who I am. I put my stuff in a box, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I would be better if I talked to somebody, but that one experience I had is just, I don't ever want to do this again. It was just so hard.
But I think the banners, like you said, and guest speakers, these kids, I mean, the teachers and parents talk to their kid about it, and when you were in high school, you're invincible.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
and I think a speaker would be
Yes.
with an experience story would be huge for kids to hear. That's an awesome idea.
For sure. And on the lines of speakers, the day of the golf tournament, we're going to have Columbia Fire and Police are going to be there. They're going to speak while we're having lunch. And then Waterloo Police Department is not going to be there, but Waterloo Fire, as I said, is going to be there. Emergency Department is going to be there. Monroe County Sheriff is going to be there to talk. And then Camilla Ball from HSS, she's going to be there to talk about all of their experiences and things that they have found that works to prevent these things or tried to prevent them. There's no way to completely prevent all of
Sure.
it. There's just no way. You try to hope that from our experiences, from Noah and Crawford, that we can reach out to, if we could just save one kid from making a bad decision when it's maybe just him by himself in a car, or when he's got his buddies in his car, because we all know when you go to prom and homecoming, it's never just pretty much
Sure.
a couple. It's
Sure.
always 2 or 3 couples in a van or a truck or whatever. Hopefully that it'll just bring that awareness, that thought will pop into their head. It's like, I need to make a better decision. And on the other side of it, if you, when I was a high school teacher for 25 years, and after Noah, I would always talk to all of my classes. It didn't matter what the content was. I would bring up the situation and would tell my students, if you are struggling, or if you know someone who is struggling, talk to somebody. Get help any way that you can, because this club that we're in is a crappy club to be in, and I hope no one ever has to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Go ahead.
super important. I mean, raising awareness of this type of stuff. I mean, like you said, I think that we used to be, I mean, being a paramedic firefighter myself, I mean, whenever I first started, a lot of it was, hey, well, let's just keep this down, like keep to yourself. And now it's, no, we need to make light of this. So like you said, to your students, if there's issues, you need to talk to somebody.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I think having those people come in at that tournament too, I've never heard that before, but I love it, because
Yes.
now it's, hey, this is not just something that we're seeing in video or we're seeing on a classroom of somebody from California, New York. It's no,
Absolutely.
this is local.
For sure.
This happens here.
For sure.
You are vulnerable to all of this stuff. So
Absolutely.
I love that, and I this is such a unique way of doing it, And I mean, that's like I said, it's the first way I've heard of it, and I love it because now we're taking such a serious issue on so many different fronts and hitting it from a different direction. I mean,
Absolutely. For sure.
I love it.
I can't take credit for the speaker part. That's Kevin Schaefer, the pro at Amber. He has been such a big help with all of this. When we first sat down to talk about it, I was like, oh, it's a golf tournament. It'll be okay. And then he started going through the list of everything that needed to be done. And I went home that night and I just kind of sat down and went, oh my gosh, what did I just bite off?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Do I have a big enough mouth to chew all this up?
Yeah.
And it's just been taking little parts of it and dividing it amongst our committee, which is Matt Gardner, Bill Pappenberg, and John Ellich. Those are the committee members. And we kind of broke it down into you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And right now, I think we have 81 hole sponsors, which is the biggest part of the fundraising of it. Is we're going to have hole sponsors on as many holes as we can, which right now, like I said, we have 81. So you take 81 divided by 18.
Right.
That's
Count
a,
quick.
that's a lot.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
think
a lot. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. Of people in Waterloo and Columbia that have stepped up to help out the best they can. The cost for the tournament to actually play is $700 a team. Take a deep breath. When you think about it, Annbriar is probably the number one. Let me retract that. Annbriar is the number one public golf course in this state.
Yes, we were talking about earlier. It is.
It is so beautiful. It's challenging from whatever tee box you play from. It is an amazing, beautiful golf course. Justin and his crew do a phenomenal job of taking care of that place. And not that I have played bunches and bunches of golf courses around the country, but of the ones I've played, and I'm a little biased, Annbriar is still one of the best golf courses I have ever stepped foot in.
Yep. Absolutely.
So you get to play Annbriar, you get lunch, you get 4 drink tickets, you get your mulligans and your longest drives and closest to the pins are all included in that. Every golfer is going to get a sleeve of fromst golf balls. And let me back up just a smidge. When I thought about doing this with Kevin's help, I don't do things, pardon my French, half-ass. If I'm going to put my name to it, it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
So, good golf balls. Every player is going to get a towel, a very nice towel. Every player is going to get a hugger. What else is in there? Tees, not cheaper wooden tees. They're plastic tees that have the logo on it. It's a divot tool, and that's what every player is going to get. So if you've ever played Annbriar, $175 per person with all of that stuff included, plus you're doing one hell of a thing for our county, our communities, to try to help out teenagers, to make good choices, and to help out parents not to have to do what we did.
And that's the thing. It's kind of like St. Baldricks. I mean, it's cancer and suicide, and everybody thinks, well, it's not going to happen to me.
Absolutely.
And it's until it does, it's kind of out of your focus. And
Absolutely.
and that's awesome that you guys are raising awareness.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you said, I mean, big picture, it seems expensive, but when you break it down like you did, I mean, that's a steal.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is a lot included in there, and Annbriar alone for 18 holes is
Absolutely.
up there. So I mean, you're including all that nice stuff in there. That is absolutely a steal. And I
Yeah.
play a lot of golf tournaments, and that's a deal. And I'd love to get in that this year. We would have a blast.
Absolutely. All we need is the good Lord to give us a day like today.
Yeah.
That's all we need. So, yeah, if you're interested, Facebook page, Fairways for Hope.
We'll put the link on here. Yeah.
Or you can go to my Facebook page, Hank Harrison, and I can instant message you. Or if you know somebody that has my phone number, you can contact me that way. I'll even give it to you. My phone number is 618-719-6707. Any kind of support. If you don't want to play golf, I'm gonna a little plug for my wife, Nikki. She does a walk in September. It's always the last Saturday of September. It's at Lakeview Park, which for all of us old people, it's Waterworks. She always does a walk there with her friend Dawn Woodall, who lost her son. Her son and Noah were in the same class, so they do a walk there every last Saturday of September, and the proceeds go to HSS.
Awesome. And they have a Facebook page as well, or
I'm not
do they?
100%
Okay,
sure.
well, whatever.
I don't
Just
think
I'll get with you, and we'll put both links up, and yeah.
Yeah, we'll put
Yeah.
the website up there, put your number up there, and
Absolutely.
hopefully get this thing going. And like you said, even if somebody doesn't want to golf, you know,
Yes.
just to
Full
support.
sponsor, whatever.
Absolutely.
You're always looking.
Right.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, when we started talking about this, Kevin and I didn't want to step on Nikki's toes as far as what she does. But then later I thought, there's a lot of people that want to help, but they don't want to go walk.
Right.
Walking is like the last thing on their radar.
Right.
But then there's other people, I'll go play 18 holes of golf. I'll go play 18 holes of golf at Ambrier.
Yeah.
And then you have the people that'll do both. They like to play golf and don't mind walking 3 miles. So it's hitting both fronts for a common cause. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, Hank, absolutely appreciate you talking to us a little bit and sharing your story and this incredible thing that you got going on here.
thank you. Thank you for having me. I
All right.
appreciate it.
Thanks, Hank.